Boom. Right, we're in. I need to do all my normal stuff. This is early in the morning, man. This is going to be probably quite a quiet stream because it's still very early. And then people will come in on the relive. We have quite a few people coming on the relive. So I'm thinking I might do the voted part on the Instagram story rather than on the live chat, depending on how busy it is. If it's not particularly busy, I'll just do it on the Instagram story. If it is, I'll do it here. Not too hard to figure out. I'm sure we'll be fine. Just sometimes if it's a little bit quiet, like it is a Sunday morning, so I'm not expecting a big turnout, especially for the live. I'm expecting a couple hundred people to come through for the actually to watch it later, but they won't be able to vote. And some people have said to me, "Oh, I wish we could vote," but they can't, obviously, because they're so, then people have stuff, jobs, things to get in the way of voting. So I'm thinking about doing that on the Instagram. It would also be a bigger voting pool because sometimes we kind of get caught up in the everyone's a starter. Like if we look at the last few posts of we've done the Panthers and we've done the Lions. We have a lot of people who are starters, and the chat doesn't like to vote people who are role players because there's less of us. Right? There's a lot more anonymity on YouTube, but not as much on Instagram because I can see it. I can't see people's votes on YouTube. But we'll figure it out. We'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be okay. We just gotta try and get a few more votes, and I think it'd be good for us. Today we're looking at Helvetic Mercenaries. Weird team. not gonna lie. Weird team. People always say like, oh, you're always a bit harsh on Helvetic and Verheervar. That's because they've done like weird things. They've not always made the best of decisions, and that showed over the first few years at ELF. I mean, Helvetic Mercenaries already had a full rebrand, so they're technically only in their second season, but like everyone still counts the guards to be the same. And if you look at like the history of their player, they've got some like amazing alumni. Like you look at, first of all, Milan. I know he's not an alumni, but he's still incredible. And then you've got Silas, Maceo, Ken Hike. And you've got other homegrowns like Tim Haney, who's not going to play for them yet. He might, I guess, play for them when the Swiss season is over, but he's not currently. No, not currently on the defensive depth chart. So we'll find out. But they've gone for quarterback, receiver, safety, and defensive end for their American spots, which is not unusual, but some of the selections they have made have been a little bit unusual. And then they've got running back, which it was definitely a need. Usually I think sometimes teams don't need to go for a running back when it comes to E-spots, but Helvetic is one of the teams that definitely do. We saw last year they were absolutely awful, and we get up there like sports metrics. From like last season, they had zero run game. I'm pretty sure like it was a bit of a... I can't remember exactly the stat that I kept reading out on the LF Live, but like they went a ridiculously long time. Then they had a 100-yard game for like a really long time. So let's have a look. Stat Russian. Yeah, so Aiken was their leader rusher with 610. And then Clayton, who was also a quarterback, was their second leader rusher with 174. And then Morgan was the third leading rusher with 127. And then Noah had 117. So neither of them averaged above 3 yards a carry. Only one touchdown to and 4 fumbles. They only lost one of them now. And then Anthony Brown was also a receiver. Ebony was a running back, but they just didn't really have any like starting quality running backs last season, and that definitely showed. I haven't even put any of the fucking links on the anywhere. Damn, I'm gonna have to like re-explain. My bad. Cannot believe I went so long without actually. Hello, Ricardo. I just realised I didn't actually. I've been talking for like 5 minutes. Didn't realise I fully didn't put the links on the story of anything. So I got to like go through all the explanations again. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But let me re-explain some of the stuff. I know the real life people can skip a few minutes in a second, but let me put it on the Reddit and the huge everything. That's what I'm thinking. People always do go back. There we go. Let's put post up onto that. You're right there. People can go back and then skip forward. But the crux of it was they have a really good alumni, as you know. They had no run game. So I'm glad that they've got an E running back. We haven't started looking at any of the players yet. We're just kind of going through one by one. Just kind of initial thoughts, I suppose, on the selection of who they've gone for. Let me just put it on Reddit as well. If it wants to actually do the URL. There we go. You actually type it in. Helvetic. It's always a Mercenaries import tier list. There we go. Select community, ELF, post. We're good. Right, we are everywhere. So, receiver. Keenan Cole. Yeah. I don't think we need to have much of a vote. I was going to ask you, Ricardo, as well. Do you think we should do the vote on the chat? If it's going to be a quiet one because it's Sunday morning, should we do it on the chat or should we do it on the Instagram story as in terms of votes for what people should be in terms of starter, role player, bench, incomplete? I do think we're going to have an incomplete on this one. Spoiler alert, I think I'm going to have Jock as incomplete because we don't fucking really know what he looks like at safety too much. So, bit of a weird one. But we're jumping the gun a little bit. Keenan, obviously coming in from the NFL, you'd expect him to really be a superstar as soon as he touches the field. You'd expect him to be a fucking weapon. And then 3 offensive line spots was so needed, but currently they all look like inside guys. And I don't really know where their tackles are going to be, which is maybe a little bit questionable. So we'll soon find out if they are going to play more as tackles, because they do historically like big guys at tackle. Hasn't necessarily been the best thing. But then defensive line, probably one of the better units in terms of their homegrowns, but they've added DeMarco, which is I think really good pick because I like DeMarco. Linebackers, they've got people like Timothy, but Timothy is more of like he kind of comes down to the edge a lot more. They've got Tom in at linebacker, and then at DB, which is definitely their weakest position in terms of their homegrown unit. They've added an E, they've added an A. But honestly, I think they need anything. I think they needed more at that position. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that's true. But sometimes I do, like the Prague one, it took me a couple of days to get that out because I had other stuff. And then Monday is usually the day where I do the graphics. So I could say maybe like an hour poll rather than, it doesn't have to be 24 hours. Like it could be you have 1 hour to vote on this and then the vote's closed, so take it off, we add it in. The stream will not be 6 hours. What's up, Tyler? Hope you're doing well. The stream will not be 10 hours for each import, but if we do put the vote on for 1 hour for the Instagram, we'll get a lot more votes and we'll have a little bit more of an accurate representation. Because I feel some of us are biased here. Me, I'm biased. And then Ricardo's definitely biased. Because this is a team that's going to be playing the Raiders. And they should, in theory, have a bit of a... You'll be able to click on it. When you click on it, you can see the results. And then when you go back, you'll still be able to see the results. The Helvetic Mercenaries should have a rivalry here. True. I'll keep the poll up here then. Alright. Start with offense, start with defense. I think we start with defense today. I'm going to start with defense. Weed was a Raider. He was. But it's like, it's Battle of the Alps. That's what you think it would be. Oh shit, what's up, Nielsen? Make the video more about the evaluation like I did last year and then post it in. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's what I was thinking, alright? To Ambrosi, Massive, he used to play for the Sea Devils at Super League last year. No, the linebacker, right? No, he didn't do too much, right? Let me have a little look. I know the name. I know exactly who you're talking about, but no, you're right. I don't think he played that much. He might be older. Let's have a look. See what he did in his production with the Devils. No, he's not older. He's only 25. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised he didn't go back. Maybe he went to the GFL. I definitely do have him on my boards, but I can't actually remember where he's at. I mean, even football, I don't know where he's at. GFL stats. Lubric. That was when he was younger, I think. I don't really know. Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player. Yeah, 26. So I'm kind of surprised. I mean, shit, he's got Wikipedia. But even that still has him at the Sea Devils. So, maybe worth tracking him down. That is kind of odd, though. You are right. Oh, shit, maybe he'll be back this year. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to have to chase him up. That's piqued my interest. He was solid. He was solid. Especially as a German. To have, like, decent productivity, a couple sacks a year, I think is definitely valid. Right. Cool. So let's start with the defense. I said about defense. Let's get Jock's discussion out of the way. Jock, former ELF running back, moving into safety. I have no idea how to do that, brother. You think I know how to do that? You are tripping. I have no idea how to stream on Instagram and this at the same time. Restream is a thing, but I'd have to re-sign into all of everything and that would take forever. But also Twitch doesn't work anymore. What's up, ELFpedia? Alright, so Jock. Personally, I think it's incomplete. Because if you remember, we got these ones. All-star, starter, role player, bench player, incomplete. I'm thinking he's probably incomplete because we don't really know. But he's a 37-year-old running back who's transitioning to make safety, which is different. It is different. So we don't really have very many highlights of him unless he does have it around. We'll look, but I don't think I could find it. Last I could see of him playing safety consistently was when he was in high school, which was 2004. Because it does mention in his Kansas thing about him playing, where is it? Can't find it. I know that he did play a little bit of safety when he was younger. And I know that he played safety in other because someone tried to make a point and they're like, oh, he played safety for me in Romania. It's like, oh, so we're comparing Romania to the ELF? Calm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think they'll be playing, but that means they're going to have to play out cold. They're going to have to take out cold or they're going to have to take out weed. Yeah, he did a little bit. But, like, Salem, the quarterback, played safety in Italy. Like, them playing both ways in Italy isn't incredibly different. But my argument for it, which I think is a very valid argument, is that he has spent 20 years running forwards. His hips, his legs, his body, his brain even is so conditioned to running back that, like, his hips aren't going to be able to turn as effectively as, like, an actual proper full-time safety that's been playing it for like 15 years. So it is odd. The highlight tapes are always hard to find, especially when someone's been around for as long as Jock. Because I have the utmost respect for Jock. I don't want that to be twisted. Because whenever you say, oh, I'm not so sure that's going to work, people are going to be like, oh, you're a hater. It's like, fuck off, man. I hate it when people say that. I've got such a disdain for people that say that. But does he have like a YouTube? He does. Is there anything on his YouTube that might help? That's just his. I think that's his music. I don't think he's gonna have highlights on that. No. which is a shame. Like, he's great Swiss Army knife, running back, short route. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he was good for Milan. I think he's a good running back. Even, as a 37-year-old, is incredibly impressive. Yeah, exactly. Like, he's been an all-star. If they signed him at running back, I would have questioned it, because American running backs, not a massive fan of, but in Helvetic situation, they needed a running back really, really bad, because as we discussed, their quarterback won, and then their quarterback who came in to replace that guy, led in rushing yards, and they had 2 people go over 100 yards at running back position. So if they signed an American running back, I would have been a bit like, but sure. Like, if they just signed Jock as a running back, I would have been a bit like, meh. But they signed him as a safety, and I know that he's technically an athlete. He'll play both ways, but then you got to take off, like, one of you got to take off Weed or you could take off Cole. Let me start the poll real quick. Right, this is for Jock. I mean, we all love Jock. But let me just put All-Star. Do I even want to put All-Star? Because I can only add 4 options. Right, I'll put... Because I know people are going to see that as disrespectful. I'm going to put starter, roll, bench, and incomplete. If you really, really want him to be all-star, then just put all-star in the chat. I think so. Yeah, I don't know exactly the date when the Swiss season ends, but it does end before the ELF season ends, so I think it's quite a strong possibility that happens, but I know that some of the players are a little bit disenfranchised. Like, I think some of them were a bit like, I don't really want to mess with this team anymore. Because like I said, they've had some amazing alumni in the Helvetic team, and I'm saying the Helvetic team because I'm counting the guards, it's the same team. But they've just never really made it work. They had Folk, who was amazing last year. They've got Timothy Sherman, who's a great young linebacker. They've got Burry. They've got Dominic Leitchi. They've got Big Mike. They've got Pierre, who was a defensive rookie. Like, you've got so many. There's loads of others I could mention that they're just really, really good players. And they still never really... They got 1 win last year. And then... 2024, they just weren't good. Yeah, I mean, sure, they've definitely been better. To get an NFL receiver like Keenan Cole is fucking crazy. Let me keep trying to find if I can see Jock's, like, safety. What would it be? If I look on, like, FIDAF TV, and then I go, where did he play in Italy last year? He played for Milan. No, he didn't. Where did Jock play last year? Pierre is, I think he would be best off at the Helvetic Mercenaries. I do not think Pierre is ready for an E spot. I've been watching a lot of Pierre tape over the last couple of weeks. I don't think Pierre is an E. I think Pierre is a great player to have as a young homegrown to develop. I personally would not sign here Pierre as an E for many places. Oh, he's at Lazio, wasn't he, when they were at the Ducks? So he might, 2023, I might go a little bit later, 24. Trying to see if we can find like a height. There we go. So if we find, pretty sure it's at Lazio, right? I've envisioned.
So you think you know Wicks?
I have visions of him playing in a Lazio uniform, so I'm pretty sure he did. And I can't remember what number he wore, but he should. Right? Is that him there? No, it doesn't look like him. That's definitely not him. Right, so is that Jock? Yeah, that's definitely Jock. A on the back, 20. So we wore 20. So we'll see if he comes in, rotates around. Swiftly starts next week. There also could be contract stuff. Like, they could say, when the ELF season starts, I'll leave and then I'll join Mercenaries. Like, we see that, like, Jordan Boa is in the IFL as we speak, but will be at the Rhine Fire when the ELF season starts. Yes, they are. They are. Yeah, they. So there's Jock. So 20. We know that he's 20. We'll see if he plays a little bit of safety. We've got time. I've got time today. I've got a lot of stuff to do, but I've always got time for finding niche tape. Right, let's see if he plays. Let me full screen this. Put a little bit of quiet commentary on. Here we go. Yeah, he seems like ready for the year or two. I haven't really spoken to him much, more than a couple messages. But he seems pretty fired up. It's a big challenge for him. Right, so, oh my god, 3rd time's the charm. Oh my god. This is why the Italian League is funny. Missed tackle, I think that... Is that Jock? I would feel a bit bad if that wasn't Jock. Don't know, I can't tell. I should have noted down the gear that he was wearing. But whoever that is, misses a tackle. And then the kick goes... fire. Right, was that... So, Jock is 20, I know that, but let's have a little look. Can't tell. That might be Jock. We'll find out. We'll find out if you can play it. Good example. There it is. It is. So here we are. We do have some film from Jock playing at defensive back. Not going to be too critical. It's one play. It's just one play. But he's coming out and playing a lot more nickel than a true safety. Maybe they'll be playing him in that role. It's just a bit odd, like it's a bit confusing. Like you could sign a guy that's been playing safety and a little bit of running back in high school or college that plays both ways as a primary safety, but they've got him listed as a safety first, which is the thing I'm questioning. Like if you wanted someone to play both ways, you'd think you'd sign someone who was a safety first and running back second, rather than a running back first and safety second. That's what I'm thinking. But he is a big dude. Like I have no doubt he's an athletic freak. Like he was a former D1 athlete and he's still performing at a high level at 37, which is a bit mental. Like his feet are a bit like, you know. Oh, I'm hearing you out. Appreciate it, Perez. Like, feet fine, looking towards the ball, but that break speed isn't the greatest. Has him on, but then kind of backs off. But also the ball was poorly thrown. I'm being critical. I understand. Again, this is just the first drive. You know, this isn't a full evaluation. We need to see how he is in a full... You know, this is IFL is good, but the Dolphins aren't going to be taking on the Raiders anytime soon. So it is a different level up. I know that he was close to the DC, right? That's where he's at. They can do that. They'll have to take out Cole, but they can do that. It will kind of make them look a little bit... Kind of what do you reckon? One-dimensional? A little bit, right? Because they're going to be... Oh shit, they got Jock in a running back with Terrell and Weed. It's probably going to be a triple option. And then they could hit Spitter, I guess, over the top. Like, it could work. I'm not saying it couldn't work. I'm just laying out all the questions I have, ready for them to be answered, right? It sounds like I'm a hater, which I'm not. I actually do like Jock for the small discussions we've had, and from everyone I've spoken to about him, they always say he's great. But Jock's a roll by votes. He's actually split between roll and bench, so whoever gets the next vote wins. Yeah, it is kind of obvious when you put it like that, and Terrell is kind of similar to Jock in a way. Not like a carbon copy, but I've done one of him before. Let me get my thing. No, I do not think they will return. I do not think they'll return. That's just my opinion. Again, I do not know. I'm not that deep into the ELF in terms of like my influence. I don't know if they will for sure. I just doubt they will. Because I do have an eval on him. I do have some comparisons. Yeah, I feel like I'm just being honest. So I do already have an eval on him. I compared him to Jean-Charles Macari, Modeste Puda, Justin Rodney. That was my like 3 comps. If I was to pick an Italian team, I'd pick Parma. Actually, no, I wouldn't pick Parma because they've got the same name as Wroclaw. But I'd also kind of want Florence to change their name because Guelph is cool, but like they wouldn't like it. It's not, Americans don't know what the fuck a Guelphy is, and I'm probably saying it wrong because I'm not Italian. And then some people from the area of Florence get really angry if you don't say it right, even though I'm not Italian. But there is a ton of great players. Maybe you just make a new Italian team in Milan and say fuck the Seamen. I wouldn't be mad at that. Or the Rhinos. Get the Rhinos in. Have an orange team. Same stadium. I wouldn't be mad at that. Or Lugano, even. Have the Frogs in. Fuck it. They're a fun team. Move fields. They'd have to move fields, but fun team. Right. Florence's name is... They're called Guelfi. Forense. Again, I'm not Italian. I can't say it 100% correctly. And I'm sure all my Italian friends, and I have some Italian family, like godparents, I will be furious. But this is... Where are they at? Yeah. Guelfi Forense. Which is Florence, and then Guelfi. Let me copy and paste it into the actual thing, because there is a history to it. It's in Italian, which is helpful. That's just a club. You just type in Guelfi. Meaning, Italian meaning. Yeah, it's a it's a Holy Roman Empire thing. It's the Italians are very, very into their like regional stuff. Florence is extremely regional. So they're very there you go. So they're very much a proud area. Like everyone I know from Florence, who I've met from Florence, is extremely proud to be from Florence. So I think it would be really cool to have that team. But I think they'd have to have a name that was a bit more, like, understandable, or at least in the language of English, because it is the most spoken language for American football, because of America, and a lot of people in Europe speak English. Not German, not Italian, not Spanish, but English. We all of us here currently speak English. So, it would be hard for them. Parma are the, like, champions of Italy. But Panthers, they'd have to change. We can't have 2 Panther teams. Unless they like renamed it Black Panthers or something. But again, would cause issues. But they got a sick logo. Wolfie also have a sick logo. I like that one a lot. Yeah, like, okay, there we go. So he's a role. Exactly. Like people in that area of the world, very proud of their regional cities. Right, let's put... I'm just going to put him in there. Oh yeah, he's already there. We're all good. That's the silver. I've got to change that to Jock. I'll make it look pretty later, Yeah, they're very, 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 very territorial. But it would be really cool. Artboards. I did artboards. Let me show you. Oh, let me show you this real quick. So I've got to start making my website. And here's my website idea. I think I showed you this a little bit, but like this is like the finalized artboards. So we got home screen, right? Looks sick. We got contact, how to help. I've got to make 5 pages is the rule. That's my friend That'll be the idea of how it will look when it's finished. That, spider graph, height, weight, current team, blah blah blah, evaluation, audio evaluation, grade, game grade, more support stuff, game rating, and then just like defensive line, linebacker, CBs. That's what I'm thinking. I think that'd be a sick fucking website. That's my my slate. And I used artboards. That's my site. The moving away a little bit harsh. But yeah, absolutely. I would love an Italian team. I thought Milan had some fun moments. Because when I did the Barcelona post, a lot of people were like, oh, you're going to do one for Milan? I was like, no, because they just don't have the same history of them. Yeah. That's true. I probably won't do a drop down. I'll see what I can do. I'll figure it out. We're still in the early stages. I still haven't started making a website yet, which I got to do like this weekend, probably after stream. Right. So we got Jock there. Let me look at Markel. We've looked at Milos. This is his brother. Let's see if he is on Europlayer. Yes, he is. Yeah, like Milan, they're very stuck in their ways. I know I had a little bit of a public argument with them about changing their name, and they refused. They were like, "No, we're not going to change our name because it was given to us by who was it given it? It was given to them by a very famous designer, but I can't remember which Italian designer. But it's just like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like, we can't name our team this. Like, the jerseys were fine, the stadium was great. It's just not a great team, and you're called the Seaman. So this is Marko Ilic. Playing in Denmark with the Tigers. From my understanding, he's very similar to his brother. Both tall, lengthy DBs. Yeah, interesting background, but like, so bad, bro. So bad. Like, it could have been anything, and you picked that. Could have been anything. You got to think. And if it was Seaman in Italian, sure, wouldn't be able to tell that was what they were called. It would just be a bit weird when someone asked what it meant. But then you have it's in English, not in Italian. So yeah, we got physical. I think he's the older brother. Marco is the older brother. Marco is bigger. I think they're both like 6'3" or 6'4". They're both big guys, but Marco is a bigger physically built, I believe. Actually, is Milos? No, Milos isn't that big. Milos is about 5'11", right? Maybe I'm tripping. But Marco is a lot lengthier. I imagine he'll be playing... Ooh, is he going to be playing more corner or safety? Because he's playing a lot of corner here. He has some decent ball skills, but I'm not sure if he has the movement to play as an out-and-out corner. Great play. Oh no, I thought he forced a fumble. Good play. Again, playing corner. Okay, movement looks better there, but he's very rangy. Like, that's undeniable. Like, he's got a wingspan on him. Yeah, we were talking about Milan. We're looking at Marko Ilic. I remember this play. This is a good play. I've seen this one before. Still is a first down, though. If I'm being picky. New Yorker. Both of them played for New Yorker. Oh, shit. He got his fucking head taken off. He is taking a step up. I don't think he played a... Let me try and find his GFL stats real quick. Yeah, exactly. Or anything other than that. Literally anything. Let me go GFL stats. Can't remember if he played this year with the New York Lions or not. Let me see if it's on the Zero players. That should be helpful, wouldn't it? So he played for them in 2024. He also played for the 89ers in Denmark. Played at New Mexico. A lot of people play New Mexico. It's a big college for Europeans to play at. So he played for New York. Let me go there. Yeah, Mariners. If they wanted to be like Marinari or a fucking, I don't fucking know what they want to be, but like even if they want to keep it as double M, they don't have to keep it as double M. If they wanted it to be S and call it Sailors, works for me, even though it's a weird name because they're not on the ocean, but it works for me. Right, New Yorker. Let's see what he did in terms of numbers. No numbers on everything, but to give a little bit of context. We also start the poll. All-Star. Bang. Okay, defense. That's conference. Overall. That's my loss. So he didn't do a ton. Played 7 games, got 10 tackles, which is a bit odd. But I know the GFL stats are also sometimes wrong. Like I've seen players scoring games and then not get credited for it in the stats. But 10 games, not crazy numbers. Someone's gone for All-Star, which is a little bit different. No offense to Mark, I just don't imagine him getting All-Star. He is 6'4", 209, 27 years old, so in his prime. I spilled fucking juice all over myself. Damn, we have a very balanced vote so far. Literally one of everything. We carry on. I'll put his highlights up just while people vote. But shit, I'm leaning more towards roll. Personally. Where's my fucking thing gone? There we go. Couple bench votes. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't have any production in Germany. And I'm not sure if he'll be playing as more of a true corner or a true safety. If you've got Jock as probably going to be more of like a nickel player, I don't think he's going to be trained as like a true high safety. And I don't think they're going to play him on the boundaries. So imagine you'll have him in the nickel, and then maybe Illich at corner. Because they cannot have an American on a Swiss corner. No disrespect to my Swiss corners. They ain't gonna do very well. If I'm gonna be real, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a Swiss corner that could really take on an American receiver. Which, yeah, I think that passing defense might struggle. Because let's look at the receivers he's got to deal with. Because they're in the south. I love that for me. They're in the south. They got Madrid, so they got to play Aaron Cruikshank, who's a fast, speedy, very fast receiver. Munich, who they don't have theirs, do they? No, they don't. Munich can be very quiet, actually. So we don't really know what they're going to do. And you got the Raiders, who just have loads of speedy options at receiver. Loads of tricky to guard guys. Like Marco is really tricky. Adrian, Philip, and then you add in Chikori. If you watched ELF live, you know how much of a fan I am of Chikori. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Real tough. They do have him as just DB, but they do have Jock as safety. This is ELFpedia, this isn't a fish. This isn't what the team is saying. But I think they'll have him as nickel. I think they'll have him as corner. I appreciate you. Oh shit! You're the fucking man. Okay. That's why ELFpedia is the fucking goat. They got Nordic Storm. Well, they got Brandon Bellew, who's a great receiver. And they got a ton of physical options. So if he's going to be able to out physical a couple of these guys. Like he's the same height as them. They should be able to get a ton of jump balls on him. Raiders is tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. So, and then they got Paris. They've got fucking Austin Mitchell, which I think will be a struggle. Prague, they've got Willie Patterson, who is another guy that's hard to guard. Like, I don't know. Because you're not going to be putting any of these guys on an American receiver. So you're going to have to put Marco on the American receiver. Unless you want to put Jock there, but again, Jock's not a corner. If Jock's going to play DB, he's going to be playing nickel. So that's what I'm thinking. To me, probably a bench player. I'm going to be honest. I think that's what I'm thinking. We got a tie currently on the votes. The next vote will win. And we'll move to Tom Hodgkinson. The Australian. Yes, it's Australian. I had to check it wasn't Kiwi. I would have started a fucking conflict. I called him a Kiwi if he was an Aussie. Or an Aussie if he was a Kiwi. There we go. Yes, I did see the strength of schedule. I did. Let me just put that in just for people that are not aware. Not that far. Where we at? Strength of schedule. Here we go. So in terms of strength of schedule, it is right the upper middle. Hard schedule. Not the hardest, but pretty fucking hard. And then Madrid have the easiest. And then Prague also have the easiest. Which is interesting. I really like the idea of a lineal champ too. I like the idea. I do want the lineal champ to be like, not the Ryan Fire for a little bit, because I know Ryan Fire where the Madrid won it, but I wanted Madrid to like lose so that it would kind of get passed around the other teams for a while. I think it'd be fun. Ooh, and then we got another rogue vote for starter. So we got a 3-way tie currently. I said next vote will win, but I need a definitive place for Marco to be. True. Yeah. You're right. I think Nordic are going to be really fucking good. The Nordic are going to be really, really fucking good. Their defensive backcourt is incredible. I was thinking about doing Nordic today, but they got one more that they need to sign before we can do them. One more E. Gee, Marco has got the people divided. I need one more vote. We'll wait until then. Let's try and find some film on Tom. We did find some film on him earlier, like in a different stream. Can't remember which one it was, but he was featured. So we got 2 videos. 27 years old, 6'1", 212 is on the smaller side for a linebacker. And then we was at Olden Knights, which we just think was in the 3rd tier of Germany. Which is odd. They're doing something. Me too. While we wait for that poll, let's talk about Nordic. Let's wait to that one. I might be here for a minute. Because we got one more E. If I'm running the team, I would spend it on probably a linebacker. Maybe a defensive end. Oh, maybe a D tackle. I think a D tackle. The fact they don't have Zetterberg signed as of now is why I would probably spend on a D tackle. There we go. Roll. We have a definitive end. There we go. I was waiting to try and find one of the ones that's a roll. I think he's going to be down here. No. I know it's somewhere. All of these just that one? No idea. I'm so fucking unorganized with this, man. I need to be better. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna put Jock / Marco until then. Yeah, I agree. Like, if they get Jordan, they don't need him as much. If they get Aslan, they don't need him as much. Right, let's go back to Mercs. Maybe put Tom's in the thing. Yeah, if they sign both of those, that'd be fucking incredible. But it's going to be a tall order to sign both of them. Right, this is for Tom. Let's have a look. Questionable experience, like playing in a bad GFL team. I was thinking potentially receiver. They got a lot of the similar guys except for Edmund. Let me turn that down slightly. The thing I'm worried about... That's really loud. Just gonna turn it off, because for some reason, it's just always really loud. The big question is the experience, isn't it? Can you go from a bad GFL to GFL 3 team to being a starting middle linebacker in the ELF? And that's kind of up for you guys. I think that he's going to be a good tackler, as we can see. Good tackler. Yeah, exactly. Bad GFL team that got relegated into GFL 3. Let's have a look at their, like, numbers real quick. Yeah, good angle. He's going to have good tackling. If he's from Australia, generally they all have good tackling because they're all like Aussie guys. Let's have a look. Did he lead the league in anything? In like, oh shit, the fuck? Give it a refresh. Oh shit, is that right? It's kind of mad if that's him. Yeah, he does. Right, GFL stats are like fucking me over. Let's go team by team. Yeah, Oldenburg. Defense. Ah, here he is. Okay, so he only played 5 games in a different jersey number to the one he's wearing on film. He got 8 tackles. What games did he play in? I mean... Okay. This is interesting. A little odd, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. We don't want to base purely off of the GFL stats, though. We know they can be bad. I think this is in Australia. I might be wrong. Yep, Gold Coast. Good to hear. Very good to hear. He looks high up on the approach, though, sometimes. I don't think he takes on blocks that well, but he does have great burst. Like that burst to the close was real nice. Takes good angles, has good burst to close, solid tackler. But very questionable experience. Undersized. Might struggle to get off blocks. And looks high on pad level and entry, but like, it's a weird one, I ain't gonna lie. And it's kind of strange. I'll have a look at it in a second. I will do that. Ah, this is odd. If he only played a couple of games, but like it wasn't like he only played 4 games, maybe got hurt or he went back to Australia. Like he played. I'd love for him to explain. Like what the fuck it says. Like just 1 2 gap 1 gap 1 gap gap 1. So he was there for months, but only ever played in 1 win. The 2 tackles and a fumble recovery. Damn, my bad. My bad, my bad. My fault. Yeah, I do have a couple tabs. Let me close some of them real quick. My bad. There we go. Right, that should be a little bit better. Should be a little bit better. Alright, we rerun it. Questionable. Odd. I don't really know what's going on with these gaps. And again, stats in the GFL, not great, but like it's still a little bit strange. Little bit strange. And most will go for roll. I think I would agree. Maybe to bench, honestly, like this really isn't much of a it's just a very odd jump, right? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe he has some experience in Australia, but even Australian league isn't great. Like I'm gonna be real. So jumping straight from a GFL2 team where he didn't do too much, and then going back to Australia, we don't have like stats for Australia, but the film is fine. Go to Helvetic Mercenaries is odd. It is odd, very odd. I'm gonna just chuck Tom in there as well. It's probably Photoshop, kind of fucking this up. My bad. Yeah, what is the other one? Okay, this looks better tape already. And this is 12, so this is GFL tape. So let's see if he has more than like the 4 attack. Well, that was a fumble recovery we knew he was credited with. Oh my god, I apologise for that fucking sharp sound. I mean, he looks more than 212 there. Maybe I'm tripping, and chat kind of covers it a little bit, but like he's playing as an edge, not as a linebacker. And there he is on the outside. Oh, he looks bigger than 212 here. Playing off edge again. So he's in the edge, or he's an outside linebacker edge. Does seem as if the GFL stats were lying to us. Maybe a little bit. Shall do, shall do. Appreciate everything you do. Okay, didn't get as much burst out there as to the coverage as you would expect. And he's a great tackler. Like, that's pretty undeniable. He can wrap up, takes good angles, has a good burst to close in tackling situations. Like, that's more of a sideline play. But it does seem as if he's had more than 4 tackles in the GFL. I don't know what why it says that he didn't have like anything. He's playing a lot of like outside to edge. So maybe they'll use him as a bit of a situational pass rusher. Have him play a little bit inside, a little bit outside. He played inside in Australia. Yeah, it does seem as if GFL's just chatting shit with their stats though, doesn't it? Because he definitely has more than like 4. I mean, he looks... I'll probably still have him as a roll. I think he's elevated from bench to roll just with this second save. Good call. And he plays special teams. Important. need your ease to be able to play special teams at a high level. We saw how bad the Chargers were at special teams when they led on offense, led on defense, and then missed the playoffs because their special teams was so bad. I don't think he's the best coverage linebacker. I just think his footwork's a little bit stiff. But I think I'm gonna agree with the chat on that one. Solid. Right, let's have a look at the next one. So we got DeMarco. I like DeMarco. I like DeMarco a lot. Let me put him in here. Ow, motherfucker. All-star. Yes, he does. Agreed. Strongly agree. Alright, this is for DeMarco. I really like DeMarco. I think that he is basically the Finnish league version of Kyle Kitchens. 26, 6'3", 240, great size. If you're being critical at defensive end, you might say he's I don't know, it's like wingspan, but like I don't think he's got a wingspan of like a elite level pass rusher, but I don't know, I've never met him in person, so I don't actually fully know. Yeah, there is some issues with the ELF stats, 100%. 100%. That would be good. That would be good. Yeah, there is definitely some ELF stat issues. Not gonna act like there isn't. Let me try that. I know that he has tape out here. That's junior year, high school stuff, Wessa, 2014 episode. I know he has tape out here. I've seen him. Yeah. You're right. So he's there it is. Alright, let me see if that comes up better when it's just doesn't seem to be doing it. Which is really annoying. This is I don't even think. Does he have a bio? Please tell me got a link to his bio. Does it work? Right, we got 23 highlights. We might have to work with that. Yeah, he's a big dude. Like I think for me he's probably leaning his. That's also true. For me, I'm leaning all-star. I think he's fucking shit wrecker. Like, he is hyper aggressive. Look at that. Boom! I like DeMarco a lot. Look at that. He's already off the line there. Fucked that guy up. Look how fast. Let me just run that playback. This play's crazy. First on, he's already like 3 yards into the backfield during a handoff, and then pow! So, and the questions are there. Don't get me wrong. Finnish offensive linemen that aren't in the 11 and playing in Germany or whatever, not the highest level. Definitely not going to deny that. So he's not playing the best players in a position in Europe. But sometimes you can just tell someone's a really fucking good player. Like, his burst, his pop, his aggressiveness. You can tell all of that without him being against not the best offensive lineman. Yeah, he's not wrong. Photos, unless he can, I guess, probably get like permission from the photographers. But then sometimes the teams own the pictures and sometimes they won't want it. Yeah, I think him off the edge, I have no question he's going to be really good. And the defensive line for them, Yeah, that just took the words right out of my mouth. The defensive line for the Mercs is actually historically pretty good. Like, if they get Harney back, I don't know if they will, but if they do, they got Timothy Sherman, who plays outside linebacker and edge. They got Big Mike. They've got DeMarco. Like, they've got a pretty fucking good, like, line. Shit, he's even in coverage. Hold on. He's in coverage there. He's fucking playing coverage. Not something I would recommend for him in the ELF, personally. But he for me, would be a potential all-star defensive end. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely their biggest strength. They're probably the most prosperous position for homegrowns. Ooh, every single vote so far has been for starter. Interesting. Look at that. Whew. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna have him as an all-star, but starter I'm not mad at. I'm just a little bit surprised that no one's thought he's an all-star level defensive end. But I can understand the concern with the competition. I really can. And is he going to be able to be an all-star if he's got like potentially 2 or 3 linemen on him every play because they don't really have as much that they can throw at him? Yes, you can have 6 imports. You can have 6 E's on the field at once. Milan did that all the time. Milan in 24, 23. Had all 6 imports on defense. So they had, no they didn't, they had, where was it? I swear they did. They had like crazy amount of imports on defense. Who was it? No, a team definitely has had 6. Because I had to go at them for it. I wasn't happy with it. No, it was all on offense. Yeah, there we go. I'm thinking the other way around. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, where the fuck? Yeah, they had all of their offer. They had all of their imports on offense and 0 on defense. And I told them that, and I was like, your defense is gonna be shit. And they were like, no, the defense is gonna be fine. And then they had the worst defense in ELF history that year. They were not fine. Yeah. Yes. 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 I think that Brooks, people, oh man, I hate how people underestimate Brooks, man. He was so good. Like, Brooks was really fucking good. But you are right. Like, Brooks did really well, and he didn't have as much help in his, definitely in the earlier seasons, as DeMarco does. Like, DeMarco does have a ton of help. Where are we at? There we go. Like, currently, he's got Big Mike, who is an underappreciated interior D-line. He's not like an all-star level, in my opinion. I'm sure he'll disagree. But he's a good player, especially as a homegrown. I played with him. I say played. He played. I watched. And then if you look at last season, who they could get in as well, Dominic Lecce, Pierre, even Milos, like, would be really good. You get someone like Honey in there as well. Like, it would be a really, really good team. And then you got Timothy, who can come off the edge. Tom, maybe, can come off the edge. No, Honey isn't. I'd be really surprised he did. So, hold on, let me just quickly show you a one I've been working on. Unsigned player fits. I want that. I want that a lot. That hasn't happened, just want to confirm. But I want it to happen. I think it could be really good. Like, you've got Thunder and Lightning with him and Rodney. I think that could be really fun. I'd like that. This is for DeMarco. It looks like DeMarco's going to be a starter. I'm not mad at it. I just want him to. I thought he would get the All-Star nod. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. Right, let's look at Octavio and Wardham. Would be a great fit, right? Right, let's put this into the chat. Octavio Moran, former IPP, I believe. Or he was definitely around that. Starter. I was a little bit low on him last season. And then a friend of mine said I need to go back and watch some tape from a certain game. And he looked really good, so I put him as a starter. I put him as a bench player, role player originally. Bumped him up to starter. But then I believe this year he wasn't that great. Which I might be wrong. But I just don't believe he was like outstanding. Let's have a look and see if we can find anything. We close some of these up. He's a guard. He is a guard. He can play tackle, but for me, he's a guard. 6'4", 315. Brazilian national team, yeah, global drafts. He was drafted by the Toronto CFL team. Good morning, Marcus. He did the whole training camp. He was first team all year left in 2021, and he was an IPP in 2020. So he is athletic. I don't think I have his numbers. Let me see if I can. He did do the global combine. So he's not. Yeah, so here he is. That's helpful. So he came in far. He came in heavy. 21 benches. Bad 40. I'm not gonna lie. This is older. You gotta take. He's probably worked on that. 26 invert shuttle was. Yeah, he's not a mover, but it's weird because in space he's actually pretty good because he can move out into space. But like. Appreciate that. I love getting paid for like 50p per stream. This is great. Yeah, no worry, Marcus. All part of the thing. So Octavio, he's actually a pretty good puller. Although he has a bad 40 and shuttle, he's a pretty good mover in space. It's kind of strange. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you're not wrong. But none of them did great 40s. Who had a good 40 in this one? Yannick Mara, 4'5", makes sense. Robin, 4'6". Really, 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 really sad that Robin's retired. Really wanted to see more of him. Ryan Gomez, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of him. I know that he was linked to a few ELF teams this year. Macio Beard was a 4'7". I've heard he's got that down to like a 4.5 potentially this year. Dion, Redeem, Andy Wusu, Lepinin. There's a lot of guys. Jean-Levy Cruz, Carlos Bruins. Like Carlos Bruins having a 4 point under 5 is impressive considering he's like 6'4", 270. Kari from Mozimon, he's definitely under a 5 at this point. Jai, he's definitely under a 5 now. Like this is kind of older. 3 years ago. Yeah, the only thing that's 40 is only important really for the 10-yard split when it comes to offensive linemen. But it's a factor. I think he did have like one of the highest benches. Yeah, look at Carlas, man. Zisler as well. Yeah, so he had a 21 bench. So he had, Jesus, look at Kari's bench, by the way, 20 reps. Yeah, so he's a decent puller. Oh my God. This is his last season. He played left tackle. Again, I think he's better at guard. He can play tackle, I've no doubt. But I think he's better at guard. Because he has a shorter punch separation. He has shorter arms than Keanu Ebanks. But look, he moved, like he's fairly fleet-footed For a man of that size. He can get out in space and he can pop a motherfucker. Look, boom! Like, he can go do it. He is a very good offensive lineman. I think that I'm leaning more towards... in terms of size, I couldn't tell you. But it's definitely a higher level. And CFL, you know. But they also have the 1 yard gap between the lines. So linemen need to be a bit faster. Yeah, CFL is second best. You've got NFL, CFL, UFL. And then in my opinion, ELF. I think the ELF is the fourth best league in the world. It's way better than Mexico. Mexico is so overrated, it's not even very good. There's a few really good players. Yeah, it's a big jump from ELF to UFL. It's huge jump. Huge jump. It's those three, big gap, ELF. There's a few really good players in the X League. They just don't have the athleticism of the ELF. Like, there's a few guys that are, but they, in general, don't. You look at the size of some of the guys. It's just there's no one running around like Steven Nielsen in the X League. My opinion. Fundamentally, though, the Japanese are way better. Like, you look at they got a high school college system. So fundamentally, they're really, really good. They have, people say they have strict import rules, which they do, because you're going to get 2 non-Japanese players, but you can have dual passports. So they do have some very talented players. No, they definitely could not. They definitely could not. Absolutely not. I love everyone on Ryan, but no. Some people have said that like ELF is about D2 level. I disagree. I think it's higher than that personally, but I'm biased. But no, Fire could not take on an NFL team. Definitely not. Definitely not. I'd like to see the Fire or the Surge or the Paris team or Nordic or whoever take on an X League team. It would be hard to do. Yes, the Browns would. Yeah, definitely. Like the NFL, because there's so many freak players, it makes everyone else look normal because everyone's running around at 4.4s. It makes everyone look like they're running normal speed, but they are not. The speed of the game in the NFL is ridiculous. Yes. You know, Tavio is one of those players that just moves better in pads than he does on combine numbers. He's hyper aggressive. He's big. He's explosive when he hits people. Yeah, I think that's fair because like you've got a lot of guys that if they're a little bit younger and born in America, they would be D1 guys. Kiani would be a D1 guy. Steven Nielsen would be a D1 guy. Alexander would have been a D1 guy. David probably would have been a D1 guy. Glenn would have been a D1 guy. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got like the Enthroners. Yes, very true. Good point. Well made. But Tavio is look at that. Fuck it now. Imagine that guy 340. That's kind of mad. Yes, he was a D1 guy, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like I think he would have been higher recruited if he was born in America, able to go through that system. There's a ton of guys who are in the ELF that are D1 guys that played, but I think they would have got more attention. Because Steven played 14 games in the CFL. Now, Steven Nielsen was fucking around. Like, he was really good. Yeah. For the World League, jeez. Yeah, like, it's different. It's just the NFL. People really underestimate how, like, crazy the NFL is compared to, like, everywhere else. Because it's just so funneled in. High school guys, elite high school guys go to college. Elite college guys go to the NFL. Only 256 of them every year, and some of them never play for them, even if they're drafted. So, and you can be drafted by an NFL team and never play. Like, that's the crazy reality of it. Can literally be a drafted pick and never play for the team that drafted you. Yeah, I mean it's developing, right? We're getting some guys in, but look at that, opening holes. Yeah, I like or Amorim. I think a starter is fair. I would agree. Yeah, I like Otavio. But weirdly, he's going to be playing guard. But actually, he might play tackle for this team. If they're going to be playing such like a smash mouth football as I think they're going to, then he might have to play tackle. He might have to play tackle. He might not have a choice. I did not. Fucking shout out Goldberg. Right, this is Sampo. We're going to look at Sampo's film in a second. He's young now. Actually, was a little bit surprised with the step up. Yeah, I think they're going to have to be triple option. Ton of runs. Violent team. Because Sampo, we look at the size profile, 6'3", 315, similar to Otavio. He is only 20. Also played right tackle for the Invaders. But he was a run-first tackle, if you know what I mean. Played right tackle and left guard for the national team. He's Finnish. Here's a 24 highlight reel. Yes, Alexi. Yeah, I'm going to try and find some of it. It's going to be hard. Maybe you have to try and like skim through a game. Potentially. But he's very... I had no doubt he would one day make it into the ELF. I just thought it would be next year. Sambo is one of those guys I would have liked to maybe see a bit more development in the GFL before he came up to ELF. Well, fucking Brock Lesnar was meant to come play in Europe, but refused. And then he went to WWE. That's when he played for the Vikings. They were like, "You gotta go play in Europe." He was like, "No, I'm gonna go make a ton of money in the wrestling scene." And we look at him. He does have the size. His footwork is not great. Like, it's fine, but it's not, not elite. He's still only 20, so he can develop a fucking ton. But he's not been... I guess you maybe play him at right tackle and then play Amorim at left. Or you move Amorim back to guard and you play him at guard as well. I don't really know. They could move him around. It could be quite fun to see that. That could be a way to switch up that triple option. If they had just like Sampo and Otavio just moving around so much. Yeah, you're right, actually. I forgot that Terry Crews played for the Ryan Fire. And then, what was it? Didn't Kurt Warner play for the Admirals? Yeah, I completely forgot that. I reckon we should have Terry Crews at a coin toss. If anyone from Ryan Fire ever watches it, I want to see Terry Crews at a Ryan Fire coin toss. Oh, he's got some strength. He can move people. He's got active feet and good drive and a good motor. Yeah, he does. You have to buy your own, by the way. If you want a star, you have to pay for it. The only person that doesn't have a star that didn't pay for it was Muhammad Ali. I'm pretty sure. Because his one's not on the floor, it's on the wall. Because he didn't want people stepping on the Prophet's name. Fun fact. Huh. But I do like Tampa. Whenever I'm saying about people being like, I'm not sure if they're ready for the ELAs, they can step up. I'm still a big fan. I've followed Sampo's career for years. He's a little bit like high up, you know. Even on his stance, pad level is high up. So I'm probably leaning between role and starter for me, I think. Yeah, they really fucking should. I know the Raiders have got one or two that they plan to sign. I think that... Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he was. And then I really don't know why they haven't signed any. Because Helvetic get Milan. Helvetic have Milan as a homegrown territory, which means they get like the Rhinos, the Old Seamen, and Lugano as homegrown territory, like homegrown teams that they could pick the best players from. You know what, I'm gonna fucking ask him. Okay, I'm gonna fucking ask him. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm gonna message someone there. There we go. I won't reveal the answer, obviously, because that would be a bit of a violation of trust. But I'm just messaging someone within the team like, I'm surprised you don't have more Italians. Yeah, Kurt Warner was the big one. Kurt Warner and Viditeri are probably the biggest, like, top two. Top Italian is Vitigani. I think, that would be cool if I had, like, a top country players. That might be a good list. Italians, number one would be Vitigani. Francesco Runco would probably be pretty high on that as well. Sampa would be pretty high in terms of finish hand. Yeah, that's true. That's true, maybe. But the Italian league doesn't finish until midway through the ELF. Unless they're just going to wait for those depth pieces to come through. But personally, I wouldn't even want to risk it. I'd be taking them straight away now. Now they've had a few games to get back in shape. Looks like people are pretty set on Sampo as a starter. I'm not mad at it. It's a solid one. For running back, that's a good question. Let's have a look. I think it was an American. I might be wrong, but... I need to, like, bookmark the GFL stats, but it feels wrong. It was the Invaders of last season. Number 4, right? Oh no, would have been. Ooh, why is it not in order? Why is it not in order? This is probably Jordan Grant. I mean, solid year. 6 yards of carry, basically. Good fucking player. Yeah, Jordan Grant. Probably an American dude, but we can add him to the boards at some point. Hey, what's up, Sampo? Just talking about you, bro. Well, that ain't him. Good to see you, brother. There he is. I do not like this website. Holy fuck. Okay, yeah, so we wore 5 in one game in some games, and then 0 in the others. I'll add him into the boards. Shout out Jordan Grant. Yeah, we're just watching you, Sampo. Good to see you, bro. Got voted as a starter. There we go. Speak of the devil. And he is here. Some fucking nasty work you're putting in, bro. Good to see you. One of the players I've been watching for a number of years. Yeah, I commented on those kind of stuff that you got signed when you were at the Invaders. So it's kind of a mad moment seeing you in the ELF now. Spill the beans then, bro. Are you playing tackle or guard? I'm fully expecting an answer. we're kind of debating whether or not we'll see Octavio or you, or we'll mix it up, or you'll be playing at both, or you'll be here and there. So we need to know, bro. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Why did it come up with Oleski and O-line? I mean, we got... No. Right guard or right tackle. There we go. Appreciate you. Yeah. Where's Oleski's film at, bro? Has he got any links? He does have links. Tyler. That was not very hard to find. that was not very hard to find. I'm not gonna lie. That was not the hardest I had to look for film. Right, let's go back. Let's look at the measurables. 6'4", again, bigger. 6'4", 331, 23 years old, offensive guard from the Roosters. So, we've got... Oh, see, now you got to get one, because it's a lot easier. There you go. You don't even need to be signed. Actually, no, you do need to have like an account to look at a thing. Yeah, Sampo, get on the number one podcast, Athletes Forum. Right, so he's a Maple League champion. He was with the Helsinki Roosters, which have always had a great offensive line. He's been on the men's team for a while. Started at left guard for the national team since 2020, so he's probably going to be a guard. You've got Sampo probably moving towards right guard and right tackle, and you've got Octavio, who probably be also moving. Well, that would probably solidify him as the left tackle. That's what we've kind of got as our projection for this team. Did I not press play? Yeah, I'm a fucking moron, my bad. Why is it not playing? There we go. I pressed it like 3 times. Right, Oleski. Big guy, stands out. Oof. Aggressive. Hyper aggressive. I didn't even put the poll up. My bad. My fault. Let me copy his name in. I need to get my Finnish pronunciation. I believe... Right, hear me out. Oleski Naharle. That's definitely said wrong, isn't it? It's definitely wrong. Definitely wrong. Alright, let me type it in. Ooh, starter, roll, bench. There we go. This is for Oleski. The last... No, it wasn't the last he they signed. I mean, Oleski's a big guy. He can physically... Yeah, I'm not surprised. Finnish is like the hardest fucking language in the world, so... I mean, I still don't know how to say Kari's name particularly well. I thought it was like Pajarinen, but it turns out it's like Parvarine. Which is like, how the fuck does the J make that sound? And then you got the double A's. And then you got the A with the umlauts in German over it. Finns, man. Crazy language. Hold on. Let me run that back one sec. Look at this. Fuck out of here. How many yards did he send that end? So we start off with a 20. He hit the floor at 15. That's crazy. He pronounced KS as an X? Why? Oh, he's going to make a tackle? Oh! that's a crazy play to have on the highlight reel. I ain't going to lie. 1 minute, 28 seconds in. I love you, bro. This is... you trying to fucking kill someone with the ball. I ain't going to highlight. Oh, okay, it's Alex. I thought it was Alesky. My bad, Alex. Yeah, like we got he he did it again. He did it. It's the same defensive end. It's the same defensive end. Oh man, what a long day! What a long day. I am fully expecting him to do that at least once. That's so funny. Yeah, he's nasty. He's nasty. Yeah, he's a bit of a savage. I can't lie. Look at him go. Yeah, you can tell he wants to hurt people. He's a mauler. Yeah, exactly the definition I would give him as well. I don't think he's the most fundamentally sound offensive lineman. But sometimes you just need a bit of a savage, and it does seem like that's what he is. Yeah, he's a nasty bastard, in the best kind of way. He moves decent in space, and he is creating decent holes. His hips look solid. Like he can create those angles. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there we go. Point proven. Is it just gonna fuck him up? Yep. Yep. He just wants to. I want to see him throw someone again. That shit was funny. Here we go. Ah, there we go. It's a pancake, but I was hoping to see someone just go 5 yards back again. And this is one of the most fun offensive line tapes I've watched in a minute. I'm not going to lie, though. Because he can just fucking throw people 5-6 yards away. But that's when he's more at tackle. He's not going to be playing that much tackle, I don't imagine. But if he can just fuck someone up in front of him, just take on a man and D-tackle or no tackle, and just move them. There's not much technique. They don't need to have. If he can just move them out of the way, then we could see. Like, look at that hole, by the way. Then we could see potentially a solid looking offense. So it's Alex. Let me just. Let's have a little look.
Alexi Nari.
Alexi Nari. Nari. Okay, that doesn't sound that hard. I'm sure that's wrong. But Alexi Nari. Right. They got him at starter. Solidified. Strong vote for him at starter. Not mad at it. I think it's good. He's definitely got that fuck you ability. I literally just wrote starter. I literally just typed that wrong, but I know who it is. Okay. So we've done the offense of line. Nearly fucked that up. Keenan Cole. I wonder. Oh, how I wonder. What people are going to think about Keenan Cole's ability in the ELF. But let me just make a bit of a point. A counter argument, if you will. Just to play devil's advocate. This is his debut season in Europe. This is the end of his... Like, this is the taste, 31, you know, how... Let's not be, like, silly and say he's going to be a bench player or something. But, you know, he's at the end of his career. How checked in is he going to be? Is he going to want to come in and dominate? Is he just going to Switzerland for a bit of a chill time? You know, he made a lot of money in his NFL career. It's definitely something to consider. Yeah, Keenan's 31. So let's look at his Pro Football Reference. Nearly 32. will be 32 by the season starts. Had over 2,800 career yards. His rookie season was his best, but then he was a consistent NFL contributor for a number of years. So he by far, or not by far, what because Edibale, but he is one of the most successful. Yeah, that's a good point. You got Matt Cole, and you got John Cole, and then you got Keelan Cole. You can literally have a receiving core of Coles, which is fucking great. And then you got Coleman, and then now you got Cole Coleman. So you could say fourth Cole. All right. Try and find his highlights. His highlights are good. his highlights are good. So he didn't do that well in the Raiders. But me saying he didn't do as like an excellent job at the Las Vegas Raiders, he still played for the Las Vegas Raiders, right? So I don't know. I'd like to see him. I'm surprised that he hasn't been signed yet, but there's still some teams that could potentially. Like, the fact that we're watching an NFL player for like a tape review, it's a little bit mental, right? A little bit crazy. Fire have got no, they don't actually have anyone. It's a shame that I don't know what McKnight's doing. I don't know if they're gonna go after Castle. I don't know if they're gonna go after fucking Stanley. Like, there's a ton of like really good receivers that are unsigned. It's kind of mad actually, like how many there are. And it's also kind of mad that, he's catching passes from people like Gardner Minshew. Not many people can say that. Playing against Kevin Byard, there he is burning an NFL corner. Like, you'd think he would be an all-star level player, right? You'd hope. You would hope. I hope that he's able just to put on a bit of a clinic. It would be good just to see the levels that he's at compared to some of the other guys. Teach someone like Milan. I'd like to see him just teach a bunch of people and just start an NFL, start an ELF like career, maybe play a season or two, do well, and hopefully maybe stay in Europe, do some coaching clinics. Maybe a receiver coach would be really, really fun. I'd like it. I'm sure he'd do a good job. But yeah, he's fucking slick, right? Great hands. He's an NFL player. He's going to have amazing hands. He's going to have elite level routes. He got 750 yards. Yeah, like if he comes and gives it his all, he will be an all-star. Like, he's going to be the best player in the league, probably. But is he going to give it everything? Yeah. He made $12 million in his career. Is he still going to play like he needs it, or is he going to treat it like Holiday? I'll say he's going to treat it like Holiday. I've not actually spoken to Cole. I'd like to. If somehow he sees this, which he might, it would be cool. And he's going to be a phenomenal player if he wants to be. And if the scheme allows him to be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would 12 mil. Yeah. I know he would have got. Some people are going to be like, "Oh, well, we know tax and still millionaire." Like, let's not fuck around. He still made like at least 5 because he got that guaranteed as a Jets player. Yeah, like you'd hope all-star. I really, really, really hope that he comes in and just like puts on a clinic. Will the offensive line allow Weed to have enough time? Will Weed be able to be that guy to get him the ball? And we'll look at that last, because we're looking at interesting. I think that would definitely be a part. That's probably one of the reasons why he's over here. Let's look at my fucking light flashing. That's annoying. I think my light's overheating. I think we're good. Alright. Do have an evaluation on him. I will end the poll here because All-Star is the expectation for Keenan Cole. All-Star is definitely the expectation. Let's take a look at Tyrell. I believe it's pronounced, he can correct me if I'm wrong, Tyrell Bovelli. Again, I might be wrong. All-Star, starter. I know he has tape on the Euro players. Roll or bench. Bang, if you want to go read my evaluation on his game and the comparisons, feel free. It's on Instagram on one of the shades of. Can't miss it. Here's my comparisons. Wakari, Puda, Rodney. Love how my light is now starting to flash. That's really fun. I have to move my ring light somewhere else. Just hold it like this for a while until that calms down. Oh my god. I am so sorry to everyone that had to hear that. Jesus Christ. So, 26 years old, running back from the UK. He says he has German citizenship, but he is British by ELF definition. Let me move my ring light over to the other side of my face so you can actually see me at least a little bit. Because for some reason that other light is extremely temperamental. And if it actually does want to work. Happy days. Good enough. So, Global Combine in 2022. This one was like a smaller regional one in Bristol. Same with the Nottingham one. 1,000 yards in the GFL. Played in England for years. Here's his stats from 4-2, 4-4 and laser. So probably more, 4-5. Did I say 4-2 laser? 4-5 to 4-6. Because laser you got to give a little bit more. 32 reps of bench press is fucking crazy. And I think that kind of shows in this film. Like, he's a strong fucking guy. No. 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 I like him. I don't think he's the best running back in the UK though. He definitely has some burst. He has some pop to his game. I do have a full evaluation, comparison with him. I do think that he's a Modest Puda and a Makari and a Justin Rodney type player. In terms of running backs, Glenn, obviously. Yeah. I'm not really going to make an argument for it. And then Obi would be my second. And then he might be third. He might be third. Maybe. Yeah, Brits are fucking everywhere. It's great. He's obviously glad. Jamal's a fan of the Mercenaries, so I would expect nothing more, or nothing less rather, than the utmost support for his team. Tommy Old, he's not British though. He's Irish. Tommy White is not British. He's Irish. It's different. Trust me. It's very different. He is an Irish running back. He is the best Irish player. 100%. Akima Lola is the second best Irish player in my opinion. He is. But Terrell will probably be number 3. Maybe Because you got Sam Moore on drums, but I think that personally I probably have to roll higher just because he's playing more time. I've seen more of him. And Sam didn't really work too much out in Prague. Tyrese Johnson Fisher again has not done as much in Europe compared to Terrell, because he played a little bit for Berlin, didn't have like a breakout year, didn't have 1,000 yards or anything, didn't do great in Prague or in Istanbul because he was fumbling the ball a little bit. And then you've got some like Smileys over in New York. You've got Andy Owusu in London, who's a baller. Like, there's a ton of really good British running backs. I think that I probably have him as between starter and role, but leaning more towards starter because Rod needs a starter. I think Makari and Puda are more role players. So we kind of balance out between those two. And again, we're looking at highlight reels. This is not full game tape, you know. So this is just the highlight reels to give you guys a taste of, you know, the players. Just to see what's up. Like I would. Yeah, that's Samuel. But he played in Prague and didn't have much success. Physical. Very physical. He plays very similar to a lot of the British style running backs. There's definitely a style with Brits. A lot of them are more physical running backs. There's the odd speed back in the UK, but a lot of them are physical runners. Like Glenn's physical, Obi's physical, Tyrell's physical, Andy's physical. And then like you could see Jacob and Samuel and Tyrese are more speed. But the higher level ones I think are probably more physical backs. Starter role seems like the one. I think that was probably the most popular opinion. So, but you got to think about Gerald. People saying about Sandro's going to get 2,000 yards. I don't think he is. Sandro is going to be amazing. I have no doubt about it. He's got better play calling, better offensive line, better support, like a full-time better quarterback. But he does have Jared Allen, who is also a phenomenal running back, who is a starter level running back on like most teams. So I think they split carries. Sandro's had injuries forever. Literally forever. Sandro is a very injury-prone player. But when he's healthy, he's phenomenal. Gerald needs a few injuries last season. Phenomenal player. Just needs a little bit of support. You get both of them in the same backfield with Keanu and Steven. With a mobile quarterback, that's fucking terrifying. Brit's the best, bro. Brit's the best. Right. Starter it is. Congratulations to him. A lot of starters on this one. That's also true. He's just, I believe, finished his... ignore the spelling. Like, I know. I'm just trying to type blind. Because you can see. I can't see. That's what I'm saying. They're both injury prone, but I think that'll play in both well for them because they can just take a play off, get in the other one. I don't know what the hate is with like beans on toast. That fucking slaps. Like if you've never had it, you can't comment. Like don't bash it until you try it. That shit is good. Like it is just good. Yeah, Sandro has just finished his doctorate. I actually don't drink tea. And we're not the number one tea drinking country. It is. It's good. It's good. It's like a simple, like, I haven't had it in a while, but like, it's a simple, like, breakfast meal, you know? That's what I'm saying. It works. It works. Right, last one. A very decisive player, Isaiah Weed. Let's have a look. Yeah, I know what you're gonna want me to say. But I don't have that thick of a British accent. All-star. There it is. I thought it was gonna be something different. Starter. Roll. Bench. This is Weed. Isaiah Weed. Yeah, Vegemite shit's we call it Marmite. Vegemite is the Aussie version. I'm not a fan of Marmite. Like, I don't fuck with that. but beans on toast, like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's just Americans, man. They hear beans, are like, oh, that's nice, and then toast, two nice things. That can't make a nice thing, right? It does. It makes a nice thing because it's two good things together. Right, weed. My evaluation report on weed. Super fucking fun, cool, bad to watch. Like if you watch the stream with when I was looking at Cologne against Frankfurt, we were watching Jared Alman. Jared Alman is obviously next to weed. We saw a lot of weed. And he plays funny. Like he is just he's a very, very, very hard player to to have. Try it out, man. You're sleeping on it. You got two good things, put them together, makes a good thing. But what people forget about Weed, and what I forgot about him too, is like he's been in Europe for a long time. The Wild Boars, and then the Raiders, Tyrrell, Rostock, and then he went from Rostock to Cologne. Everyone was a little bit surprised. And then, bang, comes the Mercenaries. He's played around. 27 years old, 6'3", just a hair off 200. Decent size. From Seattle, Washington, went to Northwestern Oklahoma State. There we go. There we are. So, does he have... This is like a career one. Let me go onto YouTube, see if he has a 24 highlight reel. Because that's 6 years ago. Here we go, he does. So, weed. I don't think he's an all-star. I'm going to be honest. I think he's too erratic. If he can hone in his erratic playstyle and just take what he's being offered, he could be really good. Like, but he just goes a little bit crazy sometimes. Like that is a great throw, but like you wouldn't think to throw it, right? You think you got wide open here, and he just goes fuck it, throws it deep. It's a great fucking throw, but he doesn't always make the throw that you'd expect. Great running ability. Never going to sleep on his run ability. Is probably now that we don't have Magic, probably the best in the league. He was so fun. He's such a fun player. But he just made... It's going to sound harsh. It's going to sound really harsh. But sometimes he just makes the worst fucking decisions. Like, sometimes... it was frustrating watching him during some of the season. Because he would just be amazing. Just dicing teams up. Left, right, centre. Hitting both ends. Hitting Lorex. Hitting all the guys. In a perfect passes. Running for a 20-yard game. Amazing. 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 Throws into triple coverage. Like, it's uncanny. Like this one. Fucking hell. Look at that arm. Great throw. Literally, what a play. You've got great handoff, evades pressure, steps up in the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, ignores the pressure coming from his left side, and fucking slings it. A little bit behind him, still good throw, enough to get the touch, like a long game. Great throw. This game alone was just fucking outstanding. Play action, keeps feet wide open. Dime. Absolute dime. And then against Paris, end of the half, dime. Like, but these are the highlights for a reason. Because these are the plays that he can make. Look, that's just fucking... Look at that. Look at this play. Read option. Runs right. Across his body, because he's a lefty. This is not an... Oh, where is he throwing? Is he throwing this guy? Neither of these guys are open. Got a man here who's in the way. You are sleeping on British cuisine. All right, here's my hot take. British food is one of the best, and you are not ready to hear that conversation. Roast dinners, iconic, one of the best of all time. Stuff like sausage and mash, iconic, one of the best of all time. We've got like some of the best desserts of all time. We did that. We did that. American food, terrible. Everything's stolen, they made it worse. Come at me if you fucking want. Pizza, not American. It's Italian. Hamburgers, not American. It's Italian. Hot dogs, not American. It's German. I meant to say that about hamburgers as well. German. Portuguese, like what, bro? Like what? Like, bangers and mash, fucking slaps. Just sausage and mash, two great things. Makes a good thing. Put a bit of gravy on it, shit's fucking amazing. Portuguese food, like what? Like what? American food's terrible. The two worst places for food are Chinese food, because like you get some real nice Chinese food, but then you get some diabolical stuff too. And then American, because it's all just like preservatives. But this throw, fucking what a dime. Portuguese food just ain't a thing. Spanish food's better than Portuguese food. Italian food is better than that. No, mushy peas, fuck that. But like, most people don't really eat that. Like, it's a common misconception, but most people don't really eat that kind of stuff anyway. British food gets a bad rep. Most of it ain't even really used. I don't get behind black pudding. I'm not a massive. I don't have black pudding because that's just pig's blood. But not my thing. Some people really like it. Look at that. That was a fun play. Great ball tracking. I miss Carlos Hill every day, bro. I miss Carlos Hill. Mexican food, like it's alright. It's fine. It's okay. It's alright. It's good. It's good. I'm also a picky eater, so maybe don't trust everything I say, but like I wish I liked more food, but my taste buds just don't get with it. No, you're wrong. You're so wrong, brother. It's just the marketing. Are you blaming? Are you saying the stuff like pizza and pasta, all these iconic Neapolitan foods? It's all down to marketing. Nah, man. Hell no. Nah, it's alright. Like, as long as it's spicy with a taste, I like it. But if it's just spicy for the sake of being spicy, nah, not with it. This is when Canada comes and makes some arguments. There's a runnability flashing again. He's a fun player. I probably have him as a starter. If he locks in and makes the best plays, he could be an all-star. Like, he could be if he just makes the correct reads. Anyone could do it, but that's not true. Look at that. Fucking laser beam. On the run. Boom. Dime. Absolutely on a line. There is not really any famous Portuguese food there. And you can't be all like, oh, it's just like, it's fine. Oh, good question. Good question. I'm gonna take, because you got Gerald, you got Carlos, you got Robin, you got Meyer, you got the offensive line was underrated. It was decent. Then you got some maulers in Helvetic. Exactly. Portuguese food just ain't. It's just not famous. You got the big European three, which is like German food, Italian food, and French food. That's like the big three that I think most people can unanimously agree on. Spanish food's popular, but not a massive fan of fish. It's also why I don't like Japanese food that much. Look at that. Whoop! There's like fucking no O-line now. We still managed to find a pass. I want to see if the offensive line improves. German food does. Yes, it does. You got bratwurst, you got currywurst, you got hamburgers. German food's fucking great. Nah, man. German food fucking slaps. I like German food. You got pretzels. Hey, you can't. I'm just saying. I don't like paella with the fucking shrimps or prawns. Not a fan. No, German food fucking is good. Pretzels, sausage, beef, everything. They got all of that. They got a whole fucking city name. That's why it's called it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's called Hamburg because they made that shit. Yeah, German food's good. That's super underrated. Tempura, no. No, I do not. I would like to try some more food, don't get me wrong. But like, German food slept on, French food overrated. They do some fucking good pastries though, I can't lie. Pretzels is, you could say that about anything. You could say that about any kind of food there. You could be like, oh, you know, pizza's just bread with tomato sauce and cheese. Like, sure it is, but like, you know, it's not really though, is it? You know. Yeah, currywurst fucking so good. I had it by accident when I was in near Dustin Oberhauser. I ordered it by accident. I asked for a bratwurst and they gave me currywurst. But that shit was so good. So fucking good. I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn, I've really been missing out. There goes Carlos again. Oh man, I'm going to miss Carlos. I'm not sure what he's doing this season. I've heard he was linked back to Mexico, but, you know. It's a weird one. It is a weird one. Look at that. There he goes again. That game was just him. Like, he had, 200 odd yards in the first half? And he really could have beaten the record, and then they just fucking stopped giving him the ball. It's just so strange. I would like to see... If this was Weeds, like, every play, it'd be so good. It would be so good. It would be so good. You know what I'm going to do real quick? Here we go. Fair. let me close up some of these tabs. Then we're going to end the stream with this. This is how we're going to end the stream until we get a definitive answer, because we just stuck between All-Star and Starter. Oh man, I loved kebab in Austria. I was in Steffensplatz. It was great. Right, so we're going to have all of the small countries first. Or, you know, the lesser known ones that are not necessarily known for their food. Yeah, to be fair, Polish food, not good. Mostly just beetroot. Not a fan. $13. Right, gets a bad rep for its food. Gin. Yep. Beer. Yep. Cheese. Big hitting in the UK. And fish and chips. Yeah, fuck everyone who sleeps on that. Portugal at 9. How's that make you feel? I bet blood is boiling with that sentence. It's in a culinary shadow of its much larger neighbour. That's crazy. Wouldn't have that if it was me, you know. Yeah, Austria 16. I really liked the Austrian food when I was there. It was nice. Switzerland at 7. Okay. Germany at 5. See, that's what I'm saying. Sausage. Beer is very famous. Potatoes, pancakes, blah, 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 blah. Georgia at 4, I'm surprised about. Spain, France, Italy at number 1. Italy's probably pretty unanimously at number 1. What do you mean no one eats cod? Everyone eats cod. It's very big here. We're North Atlantic, you got to remember. We don't really get much else. Yeah, Italy's number 1. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone that disagrees. Spain, I can see it. Not for me personally, but I can see the appeal. Georgia at 4 is kind of surprising. Are you gonna lie? Belgium, chocolate, waffles, yeah, makes sense. Cheese, whatever. Croatia, I've heard good things. It's Mediterranean. Switzerland I'm surprised about. Portugal is at 9, and then you got Hungary at 10. I don't know about that. Greece I thought would be higher. San Marino is too small, I feel, to be in that region. Yeah. You got to think about the legacy, you know. When talk about GOAT conversation, you got to think about legacy, and I think Italy takes another one with that, you know. Now they got wine. Got to think about the wine, and so many different types too. I think about the wine, you know. I have heard that, to be fair. I have heard that, like, you go to Italy and the pizza's just like, you know, it's alright. Like, it's fine. It's not like what otherworldly experience. I have heard that before. Where it's just like, oh, it's just a fucking pizza. I'm not a wine drinker. I'm a gin drinker. And that's probably why I'm also weighting a little bit towards British food, because gin was made in England. Cider as well. Big. In the West Country, especially. I'm surprised by whoever put weed as a role player, you know. I think weed's flashed more than that. I'm fucking... You left team in Portugal? If I get to go to Madrid, I'd love to go to Portugal as well. Long though. Like, very long. Yeah, pizza can be. And so many different type of ways. I don't like Chicago. I don't like the deep dish shit though, what they try and do in Chicago. Not my thing. Not my thing. I'm still waiting on one fucking vote towards All-Star and Roll. All-Star and Starter. Oh man, it would be fun to drink on stream. That would be fun. Wow, jeez, that was a big lag spike. That would be really, really fun. Have fun, Marcus. We won't be here too long anyway. Another, you say? Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. There we go. All-Star vote is in. He's going to be an All-Star player. Only the only one on the stream vote to be an All-Star. Mad. Oh, now he's fucking... Now they've tied it up. Now he's tied it up. But I'm gonna leave it as the initial vote of All-Star. I think I've got to crack open a bottle, definitely, for but then some of these streams are going to be like 6 hours. I don't think I can drink for 6 hours on stream. Maybe for, like, if they did a later game, that would be great. Like if they did one that was like a later British game. But like they're always on Central, so I'm always 1 hour behind anyway. So a later game for them would be real late. So it might not be a possibility. But that wraps it up, gentlemen. It's been a great stream as always. We do have, just to round it out, we got Jock, Marco, and Tom as role players. And then we got DeMarco, Ottavio, Sampo, Aleski, and Tyrell as starters. And then we have... Oh, fuck it now. Now the vote swinged the other way. So now we got Isaiah as a starter. I'm just going to keep that open for that. So we got Isaiah now as a starter. My opinion is going to be different, but we have a fucking ton of starters. That's what I'm saying with that's the problem with some of the chat stuff, is it all just kind of goes to starter. So maybe I'll do a separate vote. I'll do a stream vote and then maybe an Instagram vote. That would be pretty funny. I'm not sure how my Wi-Fi would handle with that. But that has been something I've been thinking about. I won't lie. Maybe we'll do a test run. Maybe in the pre-season, like the week before or something, maybe we do a test run of being in the Discord. We do have a Discord call. We do have a Discord chat. We'll discuss at times. So maybe that's a possibility. We have a Discord call. Get an Ethernet cable. True. Do I have the fucking... I don't know if I have an Ethernet slot. We will try. You know what I'm going to do? Just for you. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, European Wi-Fi is poor. It's poor. Right, I got a ton of fucking messages. But what I'm going to do right now, on stream, so you can see me do it, is buy an Ethernet cable. but I don't know what size it is, so that's an issue. Would I need to buy? Yeah, because it'll already be in the thing. Because I think I had one, but it was too big to fit in the thing. So maybe I won't do it on stream. I will have it loaded to buy on stream, but I need to check the actual size because I think we got smaller ones. My house was built cheap, so we can't see how it does. Yeah, I'll get an adapter. We don't need central heating because we live in well, like the one I had one. It was too big. Like the size was just too big, so I got to get an adapter or something. I'll look into it, but I will buy an Ethernet cable this week because my upload speed. Fucking hell, you're coming out with words I do not know. Here's a fun fact: when I'm sending we're going in that focus. When I'm sending my files over to the ELF, my upload speed, you ready for this? 5 kilobytes a second. 5 kilobytes a second. So it takes me a really fucking long time to upload anything. Normally, when I finish a video, I'll be finished it by about 12 o'clock. It will not be uploaded to YouTube within like 12 hours. That's why it takes so fucking long. So yeah, terrible. I got to have a evaluation, I'm pretty sure, done by tomorrow, which is kind of mad. Maybe I'll do the Lachman one. I think we'll have to do the Lachman one. I can do that in the day. Maybe. I got all day tomorrow to do it. It should be fine. Right, that being said, I'm going to go buy an Ethernet cable, measure my Ethernet cable slot. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you everyone who's going to come in and watch afterwards. It's been a pleasure as always. See you on ELF Live on Friday. See you on the eval that's going to come tomorrow, or release a video that will come tomorrow. I'm going to go make my website and work on this video. See you guys there. Thank you and goodbye. Oh, yes, that would be helpful. Also going to happen. Yes, I do that. Goodbye, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.